Nothing beats rock.
Nothing beats rock.
So let's look back at the AFC West for last week.
Yeah, let's do a little AFC West recap. We'll save college for last.
Okay. It was a pretty good week.
Chiefs, overall, I think I was 3-1.
Yeah. Wait. I was wrong on the Browns. So, I was 2-2.
Oh yeah, you took the Browns. Did you take the Chargers or Bucks?
I took the Chargers, but I wanted the Bucks to win.
Oh, okay. There you go.
I just didn't think the Bucks would do it in LA, but they did.
They did.
They trucked them.
That was surprising, huh? 40-17.
Yeah.
Check it out. 223 yards rushing for Tampa.
Right.
32 yards rushing for the Chargers.
And they didn't have any major injuries. They didn't have anything that looks, that would make you think, oh, this is the reason they didn't play well.
Surprising.
They just didn't play well.
Because that game the week before took it out of them.
I guess. And they've got a short week. They got to play tomorrow.
Oh, Broncos. That's right.
Yeah.
Chargers Broncos tomorrow.
So a short week, and they just got blasted on Sunday. That's not a good combo.
Yeah.
So they could either come out and play completely different, or more of the same.
The Bills coming off the bus. They're trending down. Broncos are trending up. So
we'll see how that goes.
Broncos put it on the Colts.
Yeah.
31-13.
That was an interesting game because the Colts jumped out quick. They were all over them. The defense didn't quite show up on time, but then all of a sudden they're like, oh, okay, it's time to play. And then they kind of made their own luck, along with some luck that the Colts gave them.
Colts kind of,
They self-destructed a little bit, but the Broncos definitely helped them self-destruct.
Yeah.
Except for the fumble at the goal line. That's just, I don't know how that happens. Yeah, how do you not know that you cross the goal line and then spike the ball, drop the ball, whatever you do? Why do it early? It happens like at least a couple times a year.
We normally are seeing it in college, but
right.
but it's happened numerous times in the pros, and it's like, oh man.
Fumble on the 1 yard line.
Yeah, that one, and then Chiefs beat the Browns 21-7.
I don't know. I think the Browns beat the Browns.
That's the thing.
I'm not sure.
I was really going to say the Browns and the Colts, both of them. The Browns-Chiefs game, that was the first game of the Chiefs that I watched this year where the opponent just gave it to them.
Yeah,
most of the teams have played a pretty solid game against the Chiefs, and it's been tough. But this one, it was, God, I think altogether maybe it was 6 turnovers, 5 by the defense, 1 special teams, so whatever it was ridiculous.
It was amazing, right?
Yeah.
The Chiefs didn't have to do anything extraordinary. They just had to not self-destruct because the Browns did all the self-destructing for them.
Yeah.
If they don't self-destruct, it's a much different game.
Yeah, and Jameis Winston, boy, I'll tell you, you were right. He locks on receivers, and man, he is slow getting out of that pocket. There were a few times where the Chiefs ended up getting some sacks on him that it was like, boy, man, if this dude can move at all, that's going to be at least a 5-yard gain, But
or he throws it to somebody, a check down.
Yeah.
But he doesn't go through progressions. That's got to be the problem with him.
Yeah.
But when he's on, he's electric.
Yeah.
But he's predictable, I guess.
Jerry Jeudy was great.
He's great.
Good receiver.
There's no knocks on him.
Yeah.
He's really good. He's fast. He gets open.
Yeah.
And you get him the ball, and he's trouble.
Yeah.
He's gonna have a 200-yard day with 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
But that was kind of disappointing for the Browns. They literally didn't lose to the Chiefs. They lost to themselves, and the Chiefs just took advantage of it.
Yeah, I was watching that one with a Browns fan, and it was just like, wow, buddy, I'm sorry, man, because that is
right. And they did it at home too.
That's tough to root for that,
And then they wore all white at home.
Yeah, oh my God, I know. It's the first thing he said, we're wearing all white. I'm like, I hate that.
Did we forget?
Like that. Just at least wear the brown pants or something. Come on.
Did we forget we're at home?
Yeah.
We get to pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was bad.
And then Raiders at Falcons.
That went predictably.
15-9. Ugly win. And Kirk Cousins is no longer the starter for the Falcons, even though they won.
Right.
Turning it over to Penix.
Yeah. We'll see how he does. He's got upside. If he can stay healthy, I don't know how much weight they put on him, muscle they put on him, but that's the knock in college is he was injury prone. But if he's healthy, he throws so well, so smooth, and he throws it effortlessly, 30, 40 yards downfield.
Well, the thing too is the Falcons. They still, they're trying to get in the playoffs. They still have stuff to play for, so he's not
definitely.
going out there in a bunch of meaningless games.
No.
You know, he's
and they did beat the Raiders, so
Yeah.
they didn't fall another game back. Yeah, they're in reasonable shape.
Yeah.
Especially coming out of the NFC South.
Yeah.
So, and then Lions Bills. That was a really good game for first last week.
Oh right, Lions Bills. Yeah. So
I think it was a weird one because it seemed like they kind of gave them a touchdown, the Bills, and then they only lost, or they lost by one touchdown, right, or 6 points. It just seemed like there were some weird things that happened.
It was strange. There was
gone the
a
other
little
way.
bit where it looked like the Lions were.
Out of
the
it.
Bills were up by enough, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden it at the end
Closed
was
right back
there.
up.
And I know the Lions coach, Campbell, he went for an onside kick at an early spot in the game,
Right.
but not a. And so
It's not a
the
surprise.
thing about
You have
it
to
is
declare it.
exactly, it's not a surprise
Yeah,
anymore.
you
So
have to
that
declare it,
seemed
so-
like maybe not such a great decision because the Bills, they scooped it up and ran in for a touchdown.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like we got the
That's
ball in
what I
field
mean.
position. It was like they scooped it and ran it in.
That's what I mean.
Just
Had they
like-
not done that, they gave them that touchdown. They ended up only losing by that touchdown.
Yeah.
It seemed like a bad call, but I don't think it hurts them too much in like the overall scheme because now they're tied with the Eagles, and
Right.
it could cost them home field, but
Yeah.
they're still a solid team in a good spot.
Yeah. Well, so for this week, like we said, we got Broncos, Chargers.
Yes,
I'm going with the Broncos in that game.
yeah,
The
I am too.
Game's in LA. The Chargers are favored by 3, but I
Right.
think, like we said,
The Chargers were favored last week too against the Buccaneers, and they imploded.
Yeah.
So
This is a really important game for the Broncos
yeah,
because they may be one game in front in the standings now of the Chargers, but if they lose this game to the Chargers, they have the
They
same
drop
record.
back,
So
yeah.
that means that they are not even. They're behind them because
and
they
the
will
head to
have
head
lost
they
to
will
them
have lost twice.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Huge game for the Broncos.
Right. And the Broncos are in the 6th spot for the playoffs, so they would play Pittsburgh if it all worked out. So that could be another incentive for them
Right.
to get to play Russell Wilson again. Not so sure it
Okay.
matters to the players
Kinda
as much
like
as the
that
fans,
matchup,
but
yeah,
yeah, it is interesting.
Yes, that is.
So you got the Texans are going to Kansas City.
Yeah.
It's
So
a tough one.
Chiefs are favored by 3.
That's a Saturday game,
That's a Saturday game, same day as the college playoff.
right?
I don't know why you guys would do that, NFL, but anyway. And the question is, Mahomes or Wentz, who's going to be playing?
I think they're both. I mean, obviously Mahomes is solid. Wentz is also solid, but he's different.
He's different.
He's more of he's not Peyton Manning, but he's more of that like classic quarterback. He's just going to sit there and make decisions rather than
Right.
run around and improvise.
Right.
So while they'll lose on one quality, they'll pick up on something else.
Yeah.
Like I think he's solid.
So that'll be interesting.
And the
I'm like-
Texans seem out of sorts.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Chiefs because they're playing at
And they're at
Arrowhead and their defense. And I know Houston is. A few weeks back, people were a little disappointed, thinking that the Texans weren't as good as people thought they were going to be. But they were a little banged up, and some of those guys have come back, and they're starting to look better. With that. So I think that it's a tough ball game, but yeah, Chiefs at home.
All right.
Oh, and then we got a great matchup.
Hell
This is first pick in the draft kind
yeah.
of
This is
matchup
like
here.
flex schedule.
Yeah, Raiders,
Sunday night.
Jags in Vegas.
In
Raiders
Vegas.
are favored by 1.
Yeah. They should play flag football instead.
Now, if the Raiders lose this
Or
game,
maybe kickball.
they're one step closer to getting Shadur
You're
Sanders.
right. You're right. They got to think ahead. Like, there's nothing in it for us if we win.
Yeah,
We need to lose.
And with the Jags, they've got Trevor Lawrence, so I just really can't see them taking Shadur because
Right.
there's kind of 4 teams: Raiders, Jags, Giants, and Patriots that are really kind of looking like
They're in the sweepstakes.
for this spot. And you're looking at the Jags with Trevor Lawrence, and it sort of seems like I don't think they would. And the Patriots just took Drake May last year, so it's sort of like I kind of don't think they would be looking for Shadur either.
They'd be looking at Travis Hunter, though.
That's right.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah, you know,
I'm going with the
I don't
Raiders.
know if you lose on purpose to get
Going
that,
with the
but, yeah.
Raiders, which is just
I
really?
picked the Raiders too. I just don't see them losing again at home. And the Jags, they lost last week to the Jets. I thought for sure they were going to pull that out. Nope. So I'll take the Raiders as well.
Oh God, I know. I'm wondering if we're messing up. I keep thinking like, dude, the Raiders really want Shadura. I think maybe the Jags are the smarter choice here. The Raiders would be like, let's make sure that we can't let New York get
Get both of them.
get a game on us here,
Right.
man. Because
We'll see.
the Giants are at the Falcons this week. I don't think they're going to get a win there.
No, they're not.
All right, so we're both on the Raiders reluctantly.
Reluctantly.
Okay.
And the Chiefs and the Broncos.
Yeah.
So we got first and worst.
All right. Well, I had to debate this one. I was really so close to putting the Bills first, but I couldn't do it. And the reason was because I just thought, you know what, man, their defense has given up over 40 points 2 weeks in a row.
Right.
The Rams beat them in that game. You know, this game with the Lions and the fact that the Eagles have won 10 straight,
Close.
you know, I decided to go with the Eagles after their 27-13 victory over the Steelers.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of did the same thing. I had to, you got to pick from the Chiefs, the Eagles, the Lions, the Vikings, and the Bills.
Right.
And, the Eagles and the Chiefs are right on top. So, since the Chiefs only have the one loss, I think they're still number one.
All right.
The Eagles, though, are quietly moving up the ladder. And
Strong defense.
now they're tied.
Strong run game.
Now they're tied in the NFC playoffs with the Lions, which is probably not great for the Lions.
Like we've been talking about,
Yeah.
if the Lions have to go to Philly
It's a different game.
outside.
Yeah. It seems so weird to say, though, Detroit doesn't play well outside, but they don't play outside.
They don't play outside.
So-
So
Even
Yeah.
though it's wintertime, they play indoors.
yeah,
And then worst,
I got the New York Giants
the Giants.
after getting spanked by the Ravens, 35-14. They're 2-12.
That was predictable, though.
Yeah, so
The most touchdowns scored at MetLife Stadium all year. He just lit it up.
Yeah,
The Jets are at the Rams. Or, I'm sorry, the Rams are at the Jets, so that's not going to go too well for the Jets either. So,
right. The Rams are fighting for a playoff spot.
yeah. I think they'll pummel the Jets. I still have the Raiders. And even though I picked them to win, I think they're still they're scraping the bottom.
Yeah, they're right there. You know. Yeah, the Raiders and Giants, the way it's kind of looking, it seems like, boy, there's 3 left, but yeah, I'm thinking it's between those two for that first pick.
Right.
Things could be, I really don't see the Giants pulling out of it. And somehow,
No.
just the fact that Dion was saying, like, to the Raiders, draft those Sanders boys.
Both of them. He wants both of them
Exactly. It's kind of making me think, the Raiders are going to end up with
Right.
that pick to get Shador. Maybe the Giants have the first pick and they'll take Cam Ward.
to go. Right.
And the Raiders have the second pick and they'll be like, we're taking Shador.
Right. I don't know why. Yeah, it could happen.
And you know what? Just a side on that, it's Giants at Falcons. And so that's kind of a good one for Penix to get a start against.
It's not the Falcons playing at the Giants?
I think it's in Atlanta.
Oh, okay. I think it's good for Penix.
Yeah, I think it's a good place for him to get a start, and everything.
Well, as NFL goes, it's going to be kind of a slower game.
Yeah.
So for a quarterback, it's he's going to have an opportunity to play.
Yeah, instead of being like, hey,
and
man,
it'll be a second game or
here's your first game. You got
First full game.
Philadelphia Eagles.
right. Yeah, exactly.
Or we're playing the Lions, where you're going to have to score like 40 points.
Right.
It's like,
Yeah, something completely unrealistic.
yeah,
The Giants is a good place for him
yeah.
to get his first game in there. The Raiders would be good. The Jags would be good, but the Giants will work.
Yeah.
That's good. So we have the college football
Let's get to
playoff.
the college football
First,
playoff.
first ever with more
12
than 4 teams.
teams,
We got
yeah.
12 full teams.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting.
Yeah. I like the fact that not for the first round. The first round they just play home games for whoever was seeded higher.
Right.
But the second round they took bowl games. So they're going to play in, traditional bowl games, whether it was the Rose Bowl or the Sugar Bowl, and they'll do that for the second round and the third round, and then they'll finish up with the national championship game.
Yeah.
So they took all the premier bowl games and incorporated it into the playoff system.
Right.
It's cool. But the first round, there's just home games. So like Texas plays at home, Clemson and Texas.
You know, I went through and made my picks.
Right.
And now I'm kind of realizing that there's one that I might have to change here. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stick with what I did.
Okay.
Because I forgot about that playing at home. So, yeah. So I'm going with Texas over Clemson. They're favored by 12. 80.4% chance to win.
Yeah. I like Clemson, but not on the road.
Yeah, not on the road.
I got a feeling. And, you know, Texas they didn't win all their games at home. But Clemson quietly, you know, went through the season. They won their conference. You know, people threw dirt on them early, like they were totally done. But they've stuck it out. So I'm kind of on the fence, but I still think Texas at home. Yeah, they take that game.
Yeah, so we're both with Texas.
Yeah. Then we go with Tennessee at Ohio State.
Going with Tennessee.
You are.
I'm going with Tennessee.
Wow.
Ohio State's favored by 7.5, 65.5%. I'm going with Tennessee because Ohio State lost to Michigan.
Right.
And it just makes me think like they are vulnerable. They are not that good, and Nebraska almost beat them.
Right.
They beat Nebraska by 3 points, and so it just makes me think. And Day is embattled and all that. It just makes me think like,
I think they're just going to continue to go.
They're going down. They're going down. Tennessee, I think.
I kind of picked them because of losing, and this is their chance to rebound. But that could go wrong too.
Yeah, I just kind of think Tennessee beats them, and then Ohio State basically they go into, oh my God, you know, what are we gonna do? We gotta fire Day.
Everyone.
We gotta fire Day. And what's funny is like that happens and everything, and then I'm thinking like, yeah, Bill Belichick was available.
Right.
He'd be perfect for you guys because you just need a coach who can coach.
Right.
Because you got great players and everything. That's not a problem for you guys.
Solid
but you know, Day, and the thing is, losing to Michigan each year like that, they're just not going to tolerate that.
No.
So I mean, I could be wrong, but
and it's worse than that. You don't just compete against Michigan anymore because you invited Oregon and USC and UCLA and Washington into your conference.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just a 2-team conference anymore.
Yeah.
At the top, anyway. So yeah, Ohio State's got some problems. I picked them. They're at home. I think they're going to take care of Tennessee. It'll be a good game though. I don't think there's really a bad game this week.
No.
So SMU at Penn State.
Yeah, I went with Penn State here. They're favored by 8.5.
I went with Penn State as well.
Yeah.
They're tough. When they played Oregon in the championship game, they could have won that game. A couple things go differently. I think they're a solid team. Yeah. Indiana and Notre Dame.
I'm gonna go with Notre Dame.
Yeah.
You can hear the enthusiasm in my voice for that pick.
Yeah, I don't want to pick them, but I got a feeling Indiana's just gonna get run over.
Sometimes.
Plus, they're all home games.
Sometimes when you pick the team that you think's gonna win, even though you're rooting for the other team,
right?
Then you're happy either way it goes because you know. If your pick turns out to be right, you're like, hey, I picked it right, but I'm rooting for the team. The team you're really rooting for wins, like, all right. So, yeah.
I'll throw that one away. Right.
So, we're both going with Notre Dame there.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, so that takes us to the second round?
All right, we'll do some second round.
So, if we go with Texas winning, they would play Arizona State.
Yeah. And I'm going with Texas to beat Arizona State.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Arizona State.
All right.
They're hot, and they have pummeled some teams, and Texas seems vulnerable. They've lost to Georgia twice. They don't look great. They lost to Vanderbilt. No, that was Alabama.
Yeah, sometimes when you really want to win this tournament and playoff, you know, you might have to put your best quarterback in there.
Maybe. Yeah, your backup kid. I don't know. Arizona just seems like they're
that sheriff. We need backup.
We need backup. I think Arizona State has peaked at the right time. And they were sort of like, you know, the Eagles, you know, the Philadelphia Eagles, where no one was really talking about them. And then all of a sudden it's like, what happened? Where did they come from?
Coming up.
And then they just ran past everybody in the last 2 or 3 weeks. It's pretty impressive.
Well, this is another one. I mean, I'm going to be rooting for Arizona State to win that game, but I'm just going to pick Texas.
Okay. All right, so then the next one would either be Tennessee or Ohio State versus Oregon.
Yeah, I'm going with Oregon in that one.
I am too. I got Oregon.
Yeah, and I have to say it was part of the reason why I didn't pick Ohio State was because I just thought I don't want to see a rematch. Tennessee's going to win that So Oregon's going to beat Tennessee. There we go.
All right, so then we have Penn State versus Boise State.
I'm going with Penn State.
I am too. I don't think Boise State has played enough tough teams.
No.
Like, I think Penn State's just battle tested, and I think, Boise State's a great story, but
Yeah.
the Mountain West just is not apples to apples competition with these other conferences.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how Janty, the running back, does against Penn State. Or if Penn
He's
State
got
just
he's
says,
got some
"You know what?
motivation.
This is the one thing we're going to do is we're going to stop that.
Yeah.
If you can beat us throwing the ball, okay, but we're not going to let that dude run for 200 yards and beat us,
It'll be a cool game. I like to see him because I think that'll be their game plan. Is we stop him and let the rest of the team beat us
And you
if
know
they
what?
can.
This is another one. I'm picking Penn State, but I'm going to be rooting for Boise State.
Right.
Although, I don't know. There's a little part of me that won't mind seeing Boise State get their butts smacked. It's sort of like,
I don't think
they might not. They played Oregon
Yeah.
tough, only lost by 3, but it's like, but that's like, the only team of anywhere close to this caliber that they played. So,
right.
yeah.
And
So-
in an entire season. Like where these other teams played 5 like top caliber teams and still managed to get by and get into this position.
Yeah.
I think Boise State's in for some competition.
Yeah.
So we'll see. And then that takes us to Notre Dame at Georgia.
Going with Georgia in that one.
Yeah, I got Georgia as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So then we have to go to the Final Four at that point.
Yeah.
So if you have Texas over Arizona,
Yeah.
they would play Oregon.
Yeah, I've got Oregon beating Texas.
Okay, I've got Oregon beating Arizona State.
There we go.
So Oregon makes it. And then you've got Penn State at Georgia.
Georgia in that one.
I got Georgia winning that one too.
Yeah.
So that puts us at Georgia and Oregon.
I'm going with Oregon.
I got Oregon too. Pretty similar. I got Oregon winning the whole thing.
Yeah, I got going with Oregon.
They're just so dynamic.
The Ducks are quacking, man.
Yeah. They're pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We'll see how that all plays out.
Yeah. Well, after our first round picks get all haywire next week we'll pick who's actually playing in the second round.
Yeah, we'll follow along, and then we can make adjustments.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure it won't go exactly right.
Yeah.
Maybe Clemson will run the table.
Dabo Sweeney, he's won a couple of national championships, so
he's not new to this.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
That's more than Sarkisian.
Right.
And Arizona State coach and the Tennessee coach. Heupel won one as a player though. Ohio State Day, Lanning, nope.
Georgia's the next. Kirby Smart.
Yeah.
They won a couple.
Wow. So Georgia
Clemson.
and Clemson are the only two, out of these teams in there.
Right.
Yeah. When, next year, Colorado Buffaloes are going to be playing in this playoff.
Right. That would be cool.
Deion's going to have something to say about it.
I think he's working on it now.
Yeah.
What he should be working on is getting Travis Hunter to stick around for one more year.
Oh my God, that'd be awesome.
He's got another year, and he's already making so much money. He's giving some of it away. Why does he need to go pro?
God, that'd be so
You
good.
hang out in Boulder for one more year and just tear it up. You can win twice. You beat Archie Griffin. 2-time winner.
Next year, he wins the Thorpe Award next year.
Right.
To complete some and national championship
Yeah.
trophy.
Right.
Complete, his
His trophy cabinet.
his cabinet. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
all there. Yeah, well, he's got the Alamo Bowl on the 28th to get it all
Might
started.
as well get that,
How many Alamo Bowls do you think have had a Heisman Trophy winner? 0?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I can't imagine there's been too many.
You got
They're
one
always
this
playing
year.
in big bowls.
Travis Hunter
Right.
coming down there.
Yeah.
God, he was awesome with that presentation.
Yeah. Like, not only did he, carry himself wonderfully, but the whole program. Like, if you were on the fence about should I go play or even look at Colorado, you'd have to be like, oh, I'll definitely take a look at it now.
Yeah, it is not surprising that Deion has absolutely been smashing it since that happened. Like the portal, all these guys
Yeah.
come in. It's like, yeah, man, because they all saw that and it was
Right.
like, oh my God.
It was
You think-
genuine. It wasn't
Yeah.
contrived. It wasn't, scripted. Genuine.
Yeah.
Loves his coach. Coach loves his player. And Shador is right in the middle of all of it. It wasn't, he's like an extra brother almost. Total, top compliments for the program on national TV. one of the biggest stages for college football.
Yeah.
And Colorado just looked like 10 stars.
Yeah.
That was pretty amazing.
That was pretty awesome.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing better is if they would have had that presentation at Dahl Ward. Have the whole thing at home.
Yeah. Special situation this year.
Yeah. We're going on the
out to
road.
Boulder for this
Yeah.
one.
We're going to have a big party. So, congratulations to Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive.
Awesome.
Only the second Heisman Trophy winner for CU.
That's right.
So,
Rashawn Salam.
Mr. Salam, 2,000 yards in a season.
Yep.
He was an amazing running back.
Yep.
So, all right.
There we go.
Anything else?
I think that's got it for this week.
All right.
We'll zip through that.
We'll watch those games.
Watch
We'll see how it all goes.
Yeah.
All right. Nothing beats rock.
Beats rock.